Welcome to this session. In this session, I will be sharing how to merge, join, or concatenate data frames, or you can say just files. If you have 3-4 files and you want to join them or you want to merge them um, in one data frame, then how we should go and how we can do that. Okay, so basically, first of all, we will be seeing how to uh, merge using your concat function. Okay, then we will be using the merge function and other functions as well. So first of all, I will share you first thing is how to use concat function and join multiple files. So let me just share you the data. So these df16. So there are 3 files and sales. If you can see, there are 3 files: sales report 2, sales report 3. If you open them, then they are basically same files having different columns. Few columns are common, few columns are different. Okay, and few are same. So let me just show you the data, raw data of 3 files. Okay, so this is the files. And first of all, let's import this data. So I've already imported the first file. So now df33 equals to pd dot read underscore excel, and let me just copy the and okay, and the name of the file is just second file. Okay, and let me just copy this line again and place it, and it is 34. Okay, and I believe the underscore 3 it is. Just check once again. Yeah, it's 3. Yes. So let's load this data one by one. So I will be loading the loading and checking that is df60 containing the data is working or not, or it's pulling in pandas or not. So let's see that sales report data, is it loading or not. Let's say it takes some time, but more than 5 seconds. It's coming up. It's taking a bit longer than usual time. Yeah, we have it. So you can see we have the data of the first file. Similarly, let's check the data frame number 33, which has the data from sales report underscore 2 file. And then we will be checking the data of report sales report underscore 3 file. And then we will be merging them in one, merging through concatenate. You can see we have the data. It has 110, 11 rows. Okay, and now data frame number 4. Yes, we have it. It has 930 rows. You can see. Now let's join this, or you can say concatenate. So So first of all, we will be just taking a union of all this data set, or you can say just a single data set. So how we can do that? So first of all, for that, write a variable which will store your data frame merged, or you can say joined data frame. So pd dot, you can say pd dot concat, concat. You can see the IntelliSense has given me the option is concat. Just press the tab and then start the parentheses, and we need to have two data frames. So for that we need to provide them within a square bracket, means we need to provide them in a list. So if you have seen my prior videos, then I have explained how to write a list. So df 16 comma df 33. So this, let's first merge this two. Okay, so this is a simple concat. It will kind of union. It will have all the columns and all the datas. Okay, so let's run this. If you want to add df34, then you can just put a comma and then just add the data frame, and it will show you the result. And let me run it. df35. So this is the default concat which does the union. Um, it will have all the rows and all the columns data, and whichever column is common, then it will append the data for that. And if the column is different, then it will just add in the right hand side of that data. Okay, so you can see it has 27 columns. If you recall, earlier it has less than 24, something 24 columns, and it has 9539 rows now. Okay, so this is what it does. And if I check df16, means sales report data, see the sales report data. Yes, and let me just check how many rows are there. So you can 9428. You can see clearly that original file has 9428 and it has 9539, which means it's adding the data from df33. df33 is our sales 2, so it also has how many rows? You can see 113 rows, so it sums up to 9539. So clearly it shows that rows are merged together. And same goes with the column. If you check here, there are column, how many columns are there? You can see 24 columns are there in the sales report, and sales report 2 has how many columns? 17. 24 and 17, and in data frame we have 27. Few of the columns are common in both the data set. That's why they are appended. Appended means if stacked on one another. Okay, if there is 100 rows in one column and same column is in another table, then after the 100 it will get added at the bottom. Okay, so this is the one type of merge union, you can say, concatenate of which does the union, default one. Now let me just show you the another, that is df36. If I want to have inner join, in the sense ki concatenate which only accepts the common ones. Okay, so what I can do, df dot concat and same, just square bracket. Let me just copy it from the above. Yeah, and then we will have a axis equals to 1. I will explain you what this axis means and join. If you want to have intersection, then you have to put the which type of join you want. That is, I want inner join. Okay, and then now let me just run this. 36. So we have our result of inner join. You can see there is 41 and 112 rows only. So let me just explain you what happened. Okay. So this axis means do you want to concatenate or join the two data frames by columns or by rows? So if you put one means it will join uh, or it will take only the common rows. Okay, if I put 0 here, so 0 means it will only take common columns and all the data, all the rows and just common columns. This is the same thing happened with when we had 1 here. Okay, only the common columns, rows it took and all the columns. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let me just write it here so that it's better you can understand. 0. Oh, sorry. Axis equals to 0. This means common columns and all the rows, and axis equals to 1, that means common rows and all the columns. Okay, so we have seen with 1. Now let's see with 0 as well. Hmm. 37, and let me just put this into. Okay, so as per my explanation, we have put 1. So sorry, we have put 1, so we should have all the common columns, means we should have less than 41 columns and all the rows, so, and more than 112 rows. So let's run this. So basically this is an intersection of this. You can see, as I said, there are only 14 common columns and all the rows. So this is a concatenate function to join the files, or you can say join the data frames. Now let me just show you how to append the data. Append data means if you want to have data just below your existing data. For example, if you have a file A and it has 10 rows data, and you have a file B which has also 5 rows data, and if you want to add them both, or you just want to have the data from file B and added um, at the bottom of column A, so that is called append. Okay, how we can do that? For that, you should have a common columns. Okay, if the columns are not common, then it will not get appended, and whichever the column is different, it will have its own then column in the new data frame. Let me just show you. That can happen. df38 equals to, then you just need to mention the first data frame in which you want to merge, then dot append, and just mention the data frame which you want to merge beneath that. So we have 33. If you want more than one to be appended, then just put it in a square bracket, just like this, and it will append all the files. Okay, let me just run this. As I said, if common columns will get appended, and if there are any additional extra columns which are not in the previous, then it will get that columns will get added towards the right hand side of the data frame. You can see 24 columns were there in data frame 16, but it is 27 because extra 3 columns were not there, are not in df16, which are present in df33. Okay, and the rows are got appended, or you can say merged. So this is one type of joining, or okay. So now let's jump to how we can have the how we can merge different columns and rows, and you can say different how to use a outer join, inner join with one or the multiple keys. Okay, so let's for this let's create a data frame, and let's create a new data frame, not use that sales detail file. Okay, so df39 equals to pd dot, let's create a raw data frame. Is your data frame. Okay, so we will create a data frame through a dictionary. Okay, so square brackets and then a curly bracket starts, and then we can have our city name, and then city name should colon and then a list, and this we can have names like New York, then we can have Chicago. Please avoid my spelling mistakes. Orlando. Please ignore the if there is any spelling mistake. And the Delhi, you can say. Okay, now we have this, and then just put a comma here and enter. And then we can have the temperature. We are just having a small data frame, data with a column with city names, and then the another column with temperature. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to merge this to data frames using inner join, outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. I will explain this also in brief. So we have how many? We have 4 cities, so we can have it as 21, and Chicago it's 18. Let's be realistic, 25 and 35. Okay, now we have this. Now let's create another data frame. Let me copy this. So I'm creating the data frame through dictionaries. Okay, so let's have temperature here as 33, New York as, you can say 8, and Chicago should have 10. Let's make it 10, and Orlando as 5. Okay, fine. And this as, let's make it this as well 15. Okay, so we have we have a 2 data frame, df39 and df40, which contains city and their temperature. So let's run this and check if are they working or not, giving us an output. And let me run this both at a time in df40. Okay, so you can see it has finished. Right, we have the results of New York 5, and this you can see both the data frames we have a result. Okay. So we are good to move ahead. Now we will have an inner join with one or the multiple key. Okay, so inner join means it will have only the common ones. Okay, only the common. By default, if you go by using the merge uh, function, then by default is your inner join. So let me just add df41 equals to pd dot merge. Merge function joins your, or you can say concatenates your data frames, as same as the concatenate function which we just seen. Okay, pd dot, then just square bracket and just mention the your data frame. It's 39 and df40. Okay, and then just mention on, you need to provide a key that is on which column you want to have them merged. Okay, so I'm not giving any command that how what it should do. It should do inner, outer, full outer, or anything like that. By default, its functionality is to do the inner join. Inner join means common columns only. 39 and 40. Okay, 41. Let's see. I think we have the result. Let me just drag it up. Yeah, you can see we have our both the data frames as temperature X and temperature Y, because they both had the same name. You can see temperature and temperature. If we would have given a different name on both the data frames, then it would have taken their name, but it has same, so it has just added X and Y. Pandas has added itself. So you can see our columns, our data is reflecting here. For example, if I add more one here, uh, if I add, which city I should add? San Francisco. San Francisco, and the temperature of that, let me get, it should be San Francisco. I don't know the temperature exactly is what its average temperature. So let me just add 15. Okay, now let's run this, and it should ideally not show the San Francisco data because it's not present in the data frame 40, means df40. You can see we don't have our San Francisco data here because it's an, by default it's doing an inner join. Inner join means only common common column on which you have defined the merge or join, which is city. Okay, now let's move ahead and see how we can do the outer join. Outer join means outer join is a union. Union means all the data of all the rows and all the columns will reflect here. Okay, so df42 equals to pd dot merge. You may get questions in your, or requirement in your office that there are many multiple files and you need to have just sorry, need to have just one file or of the multiple files. Then just you will just load the data and just save it in your drive or on desktop. That's very easy. So this is an example how to use this merge. So just mention your data frames, that is df39, df40. Okay, 10 and 40 we have, and then we need to mention on which or on we want city. Okay, so let me just on city, and then we need to put how. Okay, for having outer join, or you if you want to union of both the data frames, then you need to put how. Okay, so for now I am taking outer. I will explain you in a minute what is outer means. So let me just run this first. 42. Outer will basically give you all the data of all the columns and all the rows. Okay, outer means, okay, you can see all the data are here. San Francisco is not in my data frame 40, but it's still showing me when it is when it's clubbed. Okay, now outer means union of all the rows and all the columns. Now if this outer join is divided into two sections, one is left outer join, or you can say just left, and right outer join, you can say just right. Okay, so for that, let's see how it works. 43 equals to pd dot merge. Then you can just provide the data frame which you want, 39 and df40 on city. So it's very case sensitive, so we need to have the exactly the same, and how equals to, I want it as a left. Okay, so it will, let me just run this and explain you. So we have the data. So let me of this left outer join. So we have the result of left outer join. So what this left outer join means, it will have all the data of the left table. Okay, this is the left table and this is the right table. Okay, so it will have all the data from the left table. You can see all the data in terms of value. Okay, not in terms of city, because city is already there mentioned. So the value column. Okay, if I do it router, if I do it right outer, we have seen just left outer. So what will happen in that case? Sorry. Right. Okay, so in that case, it will only have it will be driven through this column, ideally through a right table. This is the right table, this is the left table, and this is the right table. So let me just run this and show you. You can see there is no NA in this column. Earlier it was showing. Let me just run both of them and show you, then you can better understand the difference between left and the right outer join. 43, we run both of them. You can see now that in this, the first one is driven through left outer join. Then we have all the data of the left table, and the second one is driven through right outer join. So all the data of the right outer join, which are matching with the left one. Okay, so which is the driving force. So left outer join is something that all the rows of the left table and the matching rows from the right table, and right outer join is your all the data from the right table and matching rows from the left table. Let me write this for you so it will be better to understand. Right outer join, all the rows from right table and matching rows from left table. So in this case, this is my left, this is my right. Okay, and let me just write this one, and this is my left outer join. Okay, so in this, all the rows from left table and matching rows from right table. Okay, hope it's sufficient. So this is your merge function, that how you can use the merge function. If you recall VLOOKUP, if you have used Excel VLOOKUP, then the left outer join is similar to your VLOOKUP. Okay, whichever all the data from the left table and matching data from the right table, and the right outer join is just opposite of the, you can say, VLOOKUP. Okay, sorry, I have written here, it should be at this place. Yes, fine. So this was your left outer join, right outer join. Okay, so that's all in this join class. Join in the sense it how to use data frames, and by which functions we can join the multiple data frames and multiple tables, or you can say multiple files, through concatenate and through merge function. Okay, I hope whatever I have um, shown you today is clear, and hope it's clear with you all. Have a good day. Take care.